Thank you, everyone. Well, thank you, Dave, and good morning to everyone.
Morning.
I'm honored to be at this event, the Zoom event, even though we're not with each other physically. I feel the energy, and I was very pleased to hear the Howard students talk about how chess has impacted their lives. And as David had mentioned, I'm a Chicago native. I picked up chess at the rather late age of about 13. And I see that we have a lot of young players on the call here. I see UV. I don't know how old UV is, but he's probably a lot younger than I was when I started playing. And that is a wonderful thing. And I wish I had picked up chess earlier. But be that as it may, I went to a high school that had a chess club with 100 players. And that was CVS. Tom Feinberg was a coach, his legendary coach. And we even had our own rating system. And so that kind of kept us motivated within the club. And we played during lunchtime. And in my senior year, we actually won the city championship. And we beat, who do we beat? We beat Carver, we beat Lane Tech, we beat South Shore, we beat a couple of other schools. But yeah, the big one was Lane Tech. They were the big hurdle that we had to defeat. And so that's actually one of the highlights of my life. I then went off to Chicago State and majored in computer science and then worked in the industry and then left for Atlanta for graduate school. And but later I was asked this question. This player, we were talking at a tournament, and he started asking me about black players, and I couldn't name that many, and he was talking about master level players, and I couldn't name that many. So that question stuck in my mind for a long time. And then when I got to graduate school, we had to do an assignment, and that assignment was to do a marketing plan. And so I did one for Black Chess Network. And then that would eventually become the Chess Drum years later after I moved to the to Florida A&M for the position. So I want to ask everyone, I'm going to change my background. Actually, I had a special background that I made for this event, and I'm going to put it up here. So behind me, I have some figures in chess, black chess players, obviously. Can any of you name any of these players behind me?
I got to squint to see some of these people. I'm going to be honest.
Okay, let me move out of the way.
Okay.
You know at least one.
Yes. I'm going to see if I can pull yours up individually.
I can name two that's on there.
Okay. Jose? Was that Jose? Who was that?
Yeah, why don't we do this? Why don't we ask him to, in a few minutes, type them into the chat, and we'll see.
Okay.
Kind of get a little interactive here, but also kind of at that point see what we get for response.
So I'm sure you all know Maurice Ashley in the middle. He has the braids on. He's wearing the braids.
Okay.
He's sitting at the chessboard. That's Maurice Ashley. He looks a lot different now, right?
Yes.
He's bald now.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any hair. But that was Maurice Ashley in a park. I think he had been in his 20s, and he had he's wearing the braids. And also in the middle,
Orrin Hudson.
Nope, that's not Orrin. Now, in the middle with the blue shirt, he is actually from Sweden, but he was born in Colombia, South America. That is Magnus Carlson. He's a grandmaster of Sweden. He has represented Sweden in the Olympiad, and he is very well known in the European chess circuit. So that's Magnus Carlson. The other man that you see with, he doesn't have a chessboard, but that's Amon Simatowe. He's from Zambia, also a grandmaster. He was actually the first black grandmaster in Africa. Now, there are many African grandmasters, but many of them are in North Africa. that are in, Arab countries. And then last but not least, over to the far, I guess it would be probably your right, is Emory Tate, who has a side profile. And he was an international master who passed away in 2015, but he was known as a very, very aggressive and exciting player. And he played a lot of sacrifices. And I actually wrote a book on him that came out in 2017 called Triple Exclam. Now, you all know what double exclam mean, right? What does double exclam mean?
That's when you make a very, very excellent move. So
Excellent move.
Excellent move, pretty much.
So Emory used to always say triple exclam. When he would go through his games and he would say triple exclam, which meant there's no definition of triple exclam. He just made it up, but he wanted to show that this was a otherworldly move. And so I named the book after that saying that he had. So it's called Triple Exclam, The Life and Games of Emory Tate, Chess Warrior. Now, I'm going to actually share the screen. I know you all know who this is, this person here, Magnus Carlson. Everybody knows him, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is he now?
He's the world chess champion right now.
He's the world chess champion. Okay.
I think he holds every title, if I'm correct. I think he holds all of the major in all the time controls. So not even just classical. I believe it's like rapid and blitz. He holds.
Well, there are others that got him since then, but yeah, at one time he held all the titles. But this is important because it used to be that the Russians dominated chess, and it was in kind of on lockdown in Russia for, at that time, the Soviet Union, for many years. But then chess started to become more widespread after Bobby Fischer won the title and creating the Fischer boom. And it also developed an excitement also in the African diaspora, including Africa and the Caribbean, and also the African-American community here. So the 70s was very important for Black chess. And in the 80s, you had a wave of masters, Black masters that rose in the U.S. Now, if I asked you all if you can name any other Black players besides the ones that I showed in my background, could you name any others?
Other than myself?
Okay, any others?
I said Orrin Hudson.
Orrin
Yes,
Hudson.
What's that?
Justin. Mike Jourdain.
Justice.
There's this child. He's a child prodigy. I forgot his name, but he's like 8.
Brewington Hardaway.
I think so.
Yeah, he made master at age 10, so that might be the one. I guess the point I'm making is that we're struggling, right? We're struggling to find names. One of the reasons I started the Chess Drum was for this very reason, is I couldn't come up with any names. So I started trying to find out where these players were that looked like me and that I could have as my role model. Now, I had one player who was my mentor named Marvin Dandridge in Chicago, and I used to study under him, and also Roger Hickman. But then later, I started finding a lot of information. And when I did the Chess Drum, I came up with what's called a Wall of Fame. I did this about 12 years ago, and I'm just going to scroll. Can you all see this Wall of Fame?
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to scroll down so you all can see some of the pictures that I have compiled over the years. Now, this picture here is taken in 1967. This is Rogelio Ortega, who's from Cuba. He was a national champion in 1966, and he's playing in Poland. And the rest of these, I'm just going to scroll down. You'll get a chance to see these players. It's Grandmaster Ashley over to the left, Simatoe, Theophilus Thompson, who learned how to play chess in, I believe, 1872. So it goes back pretty far. He was born in 1855, and he's famous for writing a book of puzzles. And we'll do a couple of puzzles in this time that we have. I have to move kind of fast, but I just wanted to show you these pictures. There's Pontus, Watu Kobeza of South Africa, Raphael Delahaye. Her last name is Seabrick now, France. There's Maurice and Stephen Muhammad, who are playing in the U.S. Championship. And, you know, we have celebrities. Ray Charles is over there to the right. He's on the front cover of Chess Life. Some other personalities on the front cover of Chess Life. There's Emory Tate. There's Justice to the left. Jomo Peterson of Jamaica. Look at this position. This is a Chicago player, Maurice Giles, who checkmated Walter Brown very beautifully with queen takes pawn. You all can see that that's mate on the board, right? You all see that that's mate?
Yes.
So bishop takes queen, and then bishop takes bishop, and that's mate. So that was Maurice Giles, who died some years ago, but he was a Chicago player, Chicago area player. Some other players. These players are from Barbados, Zambia, Jamaica. They're from all over. So we're a very diverse group of chess players in this world, and it is important for people to know that chess is not just limited to certain class of people, certain intelligence level. You have a lot of people who enjoy the game and that benefit from it. So you all are certainly taking up a lifetime of pastime that you can enjoy for the rest of your life. Some of these chess players that you see have gone on and they've been very successful in their lives. They no longer compete in chess, but they have very successful careers. Sherwood Mcclellan is one of them. He's a medical doctor. And yeah, very master level player. These are the Ugandan national team here with their outfits. This is Aurélie Dalcalor with the blonde hair. She's from France, actually. Very beautiful young lady. Brazilian, Regina Ribeiro, whom I met. So yeah, it's a lot of pictures. So this was a wall of fame that I did. This is actually a high school out of Chicago, Carver High School. They won a city championship back in the day. They were a powerhouse at the time. That's Coach Hilton, I believe was his name. Melvin Alsbury is sitting to the left. He was a state champion as a sophomore back in 1979. So that's going way back. And here's the Philadelphia Vaux. This is Vaux Junior Middle School. They won 6 consecutive national championships. Sabrina Chauvin, she's in England. She's now 20, she's probably 25 now, but there she was a young girl. So this is a wall of fame. Now, bear in mind, I have to change this. There's a lot of other people that I need to add to this collection, but I just wanted to show you that real quick. One other thing that I have done on the chess drum is I used to put these puzzles, and these puzzles were games that were played by players of African descent, and I used to have them every month. And so I would have 4 at a time. And so one of the puzzles and I want you all to participate in this, and let's not take too much time because I have some other things I want to show you, but let's look at number 3. And this puzzle is White to Move. This is by 7-time Jamaican champion Shane Matthews. So he has White, and he has it's his move, and White to play and win. Now, where all you scholastic players, you all should be able to get this. I saw some players out there. I'm gonna call on some people. You all know I'm a professor, right? So I'll call on you. So here you have this king here is, of course, being the target. White has all their heavy material aimed at the king side. Any guesses?
This one's a tough one.
Yeah, it is. I'm trying to calculate right now in my head.
Would it start with bishop takes knight at
F6?
g6?
Nope.
No.
Okay, I'm going to give you all the first move. It would be rook takes g7. So this rook takes this pawn, right? That's a rook sacrifice. So now the king takes the rook. So now with that position, visualize that position. Rook takes pawn. Then king takes rook. Now what does white play?
Now bishop takes knight.
Okay, any other moves?
I think
Would
rook
it be
to g6? No, wait, no, g3, I mean, to check the king.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, any other choices?
Queen takes pawn after that would be good. Like
Queen
after
takes h6.
like after the bishop takes the knight.
Pull it out even further.
Okay, so here's the sequence. Rook takes, king takes, queen takes pawn.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a queen sacrifice. That's a rook sacrifice and a queen sacrifice. King takes. Now what happens?
The bishop captures
The
the
bishop
knight.
takes the knight.
Bishop takes knight.
Mm-hmm. And checks.
That's check.
That's yeah.
Mr.
So that's actually mate. That's mate.
Wow.
So
See, they
again,
thought they was good because they took the queen and the rook, but no.
right. So rook takes pawn, king takes rook, queen takes pawn, check, king takes queen, bishop takes knight, mate. Because that's a discovered attack, right? The rook is now attacking the king, and the king can't go anywhere. It can't go to g6 because of the pawn. It can't go to g5 because of the bishop, and it can't move along the rank because of the rook is attacking it. So that's checkmate. So that's Shane Matthews, Jamaican. He was their top board for many years, 7-time national champion, and also a very, very nice individual as well. So if you go to the chess drum, I have these what I call chess crackers. I did them for 10 years. You can go through and you can look at some different puzzles. Have all different kinds of puzzles, and the answers are actually at the bottom. So don't peek. You know, when you go to these puzzles, go down and look at the answers.
Yeah, we definitely will be sharing this with our chess club because this would be very interesting to share with them.
Okay, so some other things. You probably saw my background. Am I back on?
Yes.
Okay. My connection dropped for some reason. Let me get the screen back up. So over the 20-year period, I want to just show you some of the things that we have done with the chess drum. This is me 20 years ago, believe it or not. That was in 2001. And do I look any different?
No, not at all.
Yeah,
you look exactly the same.
That was 20 years ago. So
You look lighter for one.
So this was at the Hall of Fame Museum in Miami. And the first year the chess drum was launched. But each year, I have some memorable moments that I wanted to show you. This is Emory Tate one of the players that was in my background, analyzing a game where he beat Sergey Kudrin in 24 moves. There were about 40 people around him while he was going over this game. It was really exciting. He was almost like he was an actor, and he was playing out the game as he was going through it. He's the one that I wrote the book about. And so I'm just going to scroll down again. Robert Guazzi of Zimbabwe, who got 9 out of 9 in the 2002 Olympiad. He won a gold medal from Zimbabwe. Some of these pictures you probably saw on the Wall of Fame. But each year I have tried to expose my audience to the chess world, and most notably the African diaspora. Here I'm giving a chess set and instructions in the slums of Brazil. So I'm giving all these pins and chess set and instructions so that the children that you see up here can possibly become grandmasters one day. I don't know if they ever learned chess, but at least they had a chess set where they could have that opportunity. There's Medina Perilla, who actually won a chess scholarship to the University of Texas at Dallas. And she was an expert level player, over 2,000 out of New York. This is the Chess Olympiad that's held every 2 years. This was the opening ceremony. This is the team of Ethiopia watching the festivities. This is Angola, Angolan women. We also have what's called the Hip Hop Chess Federation. You all like hip hop? Any hip hop lovers out there?
Yes.
Huge fan.
You all can recognize this person in this picture with the white headband on, right? He is the founder of the Wu-Tang Clan, RZA. So he's playing Rugged Monk, and this was at the Hip Hop Chess Federation King's Invitational. We had a panel discussion. That's me over there in the brown coat. That's Josh Waiskin, who's talking. He's the figure of Searching for Bobby Fischer. That's who the movie was written about. That's Josh Waiskin. This is Adisa Banjoko, who's the founder of the Hip Hop Chess Federation. This is Oleni Linares. She's from Cuba. She's a national player there. Won a silver medal at the Olympiad, and I believe that was 2012. This is Trinidad. So we're kind of going around the world. This was a chess tournament in Trinidad. They have, there are a lot of East Indians in Trinidad, as well as those of African descent. This is Josh Colas, who at the time was, I think he was 12. This was his first tournament overseas. And he beat FIDE master Ryan Harper in this game. That was a big accomplishment for him. So yeah, there's chess is a global game, and we want people to know that chess can be enjoyed by all. This is me playing on the street in Cuba, in Havana, Cuba. Just some guys on the street playing chess, and I sat down and played a couple of blitz games. So one of my favorite pictures. This was their national champion that I told you about earlier, 1966. Rogelio Ortega. That's Grandmaster Kenny Solomon here from South Africa. It has IM, but he's now a Grandmaster. So we have a number of Grandmasters. You all know who this is. Somebody mentioned him earlier.
Hikaru
Nakamura. Levon Aronian actually just immigrated to the United States, so he's going to start playing for the United States national team.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Formerly of Armenia, so he's going to start playing for the U.S. And there's Magnus Carlson playing Hikaru. Now, obviously, they're not African American, but my thing also is to expose the African diaspora to international chess. So I expose the world to the African diaspora, and I expose the African diaspora to international chess. Here I'm in Vietnam playing some games. This is the first African American national master ever, Walter Harris. I met him back in 2013 and had a chance to sit down and interview him. And he actually knew Bobby Fischer. So he talked about Fischer and what he experienced back then. This is Frank Street. This was the the second national master, African-American national master, the tall one. He's the second. Walter Harris the first, Frank Street is the second. It's Kamani Stanso is a doctor of physics from MIT. So yeah, chess players can be smart. We have a lot of success. I do want to show you what success looks like in chess as far as how it has helped us in our community. These are some African-American standouts, and we'll do a puzzle. We'll do another puzzle. Now, they no longer play chess competitively, but this shows how chess has helped them. This is Sherwood Mcclellan. If you look at his background, he was got his bachelor's from Harvard College, then he got his med degree from Columbia. He peaked at 2,300, and he was a three-time high school champion and a lot of other accolades there. But he's a medical doctor. And I also included his game, one of his games. This is Jessica Wamala, Villanova University. She was actually a basketball player as well, and also went to Oxford. These are very highly competitive schools. This is Cayenne Barkley, who's from Chicago, went to Whitney Young, went to Morehouse for undergrad, and got his MBA from Harvard. And Whitney Young won the state championship twice while he was there. This is him as a 12-year-old. And this is Cayenne now. Again, a Chicago native. Went to Beasley Elementary.
My alma mater.
Mm-hmm. Darion Robinson, who went to University of Chicago. She's from New York originally. Rochelle Ballantyne, you all remember her from Brooklyn Castle. So she went to Stanford, and now I believe she's doing her master's degree. And that's Rochelle, and this is
She's
Jacob
actually getting her
Lamar.
law degree now.
Law degree. Yeah, she was a paralegal, and I wasn't sure if she was doing her master's or her law degree. And finally,
She'll
this
be
is
doing
Jacob.
next month's workshop.
This is Jacob Wamala, who went to school at MIT and got his MBA at Berkeley. So success is something you can achieve academically, and chess helps that tremendously. And I'm also, I guess, a living example that chess can help you in a number of ways. It has helped me to think more in a more organized fashion. And I am just glad that I've had this platform to be able to share. There are about 30,000 pages on the chess drum, believe it or not. There's about 30,000 of games and reports and that I've done. So if you ever go to the chess drum, you go to the top, you'll see news archives. And so all of these years I've done these stories. And so you can just go back in time and just look at the various stories that have gone through time. So let's do another puzzle. I don't know how much time I have, but I am going to pull up just another puzzle. And this one is, I'm going to make this a one mover. So that way we won't have to spend too much time looking. And let me see which one it is. This one. All right. So number 2. We're going to look at number 2. You see the black king is on H6.
I don't see your screen.
Okay, hold on. Here we go. So we're at number 2. White to move and win. Black's last move was rook A8, H8, protecting H7. So now what does white play to finish off the game? I was looking for one of the scholastic players, the young players.
Queen h5, and then rook takes 6, checkmate, next move.
Queen h5?
Oh wait, never mind.
Queen to, I guess, f8. Oh, that's a 2-mover, but yeah.
What did you say?
I guess it's like queen to f8, and then rook to h7.
Rook f8. So rook here?
No, a queen to f8, and then rook to h7. But
Okay.
that'd be 2 moves. So I don't know. I don't see a 1 move.
No, it's not any number of moves, but any other?
I said queen f8, rook captures the queen, and then you capture the pawn on the h file on h7.
Okay, so what if I move to h5? What if I move the king to h5 instead of taking the queen?
I would take the pawn anyway, the rook.
All right, good. That's it. So this is Warren Elliott of Jamaica. Also, he was Shane Matthews' teammate. Queen f8 is the move. So if rook takes mate. If you don't take the queen, if king goes up, then rook takes pawn anyway. Rook takes, then rook takes mate. You can't go to g5 because of the pawn. So that was played at the Chess Olympiad, Jamaica versus Guernsey. And so as you can see, queen f8 was a knockout blow. And yeah, that was a very beautiful ending. So we're at about a quarter after. Are there? I don't know if I'm supposed to take questions or if that's just it. I had a whole lot more. I have a whole lot more to tell you, but that's you can always go to the Chess Drum and just peruse and take a look. I have a lot of information, a lot of games, a lot of coverage. I have interviews as well that I've done, and I also have stories that I've done on Howard University back in the early 2000s when they were very active. So you can go and check Tuskegee. I set up a match between Howard and Tuskegee back in the day. So yeah, HBCU is definitely represented on the Chess Drum.
That last problem was solved by Joseph Garza of Gwendolyn Brooks High School Chess.
Okay, all right.
Actually, I don't have a question. I just had a comment, but thank you so much for putting this together. This is really amazing. Something that's so interesting that you have all this together for us so we can go read it, look through it. This is a really good resource that we're definitely going to share with other people. So thank you so much for that, for your hard work.
Well, you're welcome. It's I don't know how old you are, but this site is 20 years old.
That's as old as me.
Yeah. It's the background I had originally was celebrating the 20th anniversary, and it's been a lot of hard work. But I think the chess world is enriched by knowing that there's a segment of the chess world that perhaps have been overlooked for many years. We have a lot of contributions that we've made, and this is kind of my labor of love. It's my child, really. It's a 20-year-old child now. And if you all ever want to contact me, then feel free. You can come to the Chess Drum. I'm at webmaster@thechessdrum.net. Or you can send me an email or get me on Facebook. I have a page there, and we can we can talk chess.
don't have a question, but I have a
Yes.
comment. I wish I knew about the site when I was younger, when I started playing chess competitively,
Yeah, me
because this
too.
would just been an awesome resource to have.
Well, it's never too late. In fact, if you keep playing, I'm going to have your name on the site. So then you can be the role model.
I hope so.
I was looking for some of the younger players. I guess you know how it is that where the attention span is only is limited. But I want to thank David for inviting me to this workshop. And again, I have so much more to share with you, but you kind of get the idea that the chess drum is trying to show the universality of chess. That's what it's all about. For so long, I did not know where players of African descent were. And so I sought that out, and now we have 30,000 pages of proof that we play chess and that we are intricately involved in the community. And that will inspire generations of players to come.
Thank you.
Any questions?
Please don't be shy if you have any questions or a comment that you would like to tell them.
Does anybody know the history of how chess went into Europe? There are a couple of different theories, but I want to show you this real quick if I can. But it's an essay I did on the Moors of Spain. You can see this is an old 13th century picture of the Moors playing chess in Spain. Now, of course, the Moors were out of North Africa in Morocco, and they went into Spain in 711, and they actually were there for almost 800 years, and they actually took chess into Spain. But the game was changed by after the Moors were driven out of Spain. They changed the rules. They gave the queen ultimate power. They had rules included such as en passant and all of the other things that we may know of as standard rules today. But this is a part of our history that we don't read about a whole lot in terms of the Moors and their contribution to the game of chess. This is actually in Algeria, which is North Africa. I'm not sure if that's chess, but the caption says chess in French, but I'm not sure if that's chess. And then again, you have the Moors here depicted. So that's a history that a lot of us don't really know about in terms of chess on the African continent and how it started. And I just wanted to share that with you all.
Thank you so much for that. And I will be adding the chess drum to our chess newsletter, so everybody can get to know all about this great history that you share with us today.
Well, you're welcome again. Thanks for inviting me, Jourdain and David. I appreciate it. All the best, and keep playing.